This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Time for the boom, boom, boom. It is Jamie who goes first, as per usual.
All right, 7 Red Raiders earned spots on the 2025 Associated Press All Big 12 First Team yesterday. 9 Texas Tech players overall were recognized by a panel of 17 media members. Texas Tech's first team honorees led the conference. Linebacker Jacob Rodriguez was named the AP Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, while defensive end David Bailey was the AP Big 12 First-Year Transfer of the Year. The list includes first team offense Cameron Dickey and Stone Harrington. First team defense David Bailey, Lee Hunter, AJ Holmes, Jacob Rodriguez, and Bryce Pollock. Bailey and Rodriguez were unanimous. Second team offense, Davion Carter, and second team defense, Romello Height. So congratulations to all of those guys.
All right, Lady Raiders are here in Pullman, Washington tonight to take on Washington State, a team that is 1-9 and coming off a loss to Eastern Washington Wednesday by 2 points. Lady Raiders last played on December the 3rd. They beat Wichita State by 40. We'll have the broadcast tonight at 7:30, the tip at 8. Big point of emphasis tonight is scoring in the paint, Jamie. They want to get 30 or more. They want to hold their opponent to less than 12. Tech averages 33 in the paint. Washington State averages giving up 35 in the paint. So I think that'll be a big opportunity tonight for the Lady Raiders.
All right, it's a top 20 matchup in Dallas tomorrow as the 16th ranked Red Raider men's basketball team takes on number 17 Arkansas at 11 a.m. at American Airlines Center. 7-2 Red Raiders on a 3-game winning streak after taking down LSU 82-58 last Sunday in Fort Worth. They've now been ranked in the AP top 25 for a program record 15 straight releases. Razorbacks are also 7-2. They rose in the rankings last week following an 89-80 win over then number 6 Louisville last Wednesday at home. You can hear the game tomorrow here on Double T 97.3, beginning with the pregame at 10 o'clock.
All right, there is some college football tomorrow, Jamie, as Army and Navy will do battle, and that game will come to us from Baltimore tomorrow. So be looking for that kickoff, as that'll take place at high noon. Army 6-5, and Navy is 9-2 on the season. There's also a bowl game tomorrow featuring the LA Bowl, and this bowl is going away. It'll be Boise State and Washington playing in this game. This will be the last LA Bowl, and the reason it's going away is because it was designed to have some conference tie-ins with the Pac-12, and I mean, what we know is the Pac-12 today ain't what it was when they signed up for that. So they are going out of business with the LA Bowl. That game will be at SoFi Stadium there in Los Angeles.
They also have the Celebration Bowl tomorrow as well. That's South Carolina State versus Prairie View A&M. Cowboys this weekend, Sunday night affair against the Vikings. It'll be a 6 o'clock pregame start. You'll hear it here on Double T 97.3 as the Cowboys look to keep their slim playoff hopes alive.
All right, and that is the boom, boom, boom this morning. Unless you have more boom. Do you have more boom?
Well, I got a little bit more, but we can just chat about it instead because I wanted to get your opinion about it. Okay. They announced last night the Heisman Trophy did the top 10 voting, and Jacob Rodriguez comes in at number 5. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, my initial thoughts would be, and I don't know how, because the Heisman voting is, there's a lot of Heisman voters. But my question would be is, he finished 5 because a bunch of people didn't probably have him at 6, 7, 8, or 9. And I just want to know who those people would have had ahead of him at 6, 7, 8, or 9. Because, and I'm sure that there's probably some of the top 4 guys that weren't always listed in the top 4. But, you know, you always have those ballots where you go, well, this guy's left off the ballot completely. How is that when you're looking at things? So it's it makes me wonder why the Heisman didn't say it's such a great story. He's fifth. We know he's fifth. He doesn't need to know that he's fifth. We're going to bring him to New York and give him the red carpet treatment and tell his story. That seems like a no-brainer for me for a guy that's fifth, even if he's a distant fifth. Jamie, he's still fifth. They don't always. I mean, and I don't know what the max that they take. I don't know if they've ever taken 5. Seems to me that they have, and seems to me that they've taken less than 4. So painfully close is what I would say. That's my reaction.
Yeah, I think initially with me, I mean, happy for Jacob that he's fifth, but I think pretty frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the gap between 4 and 5 must be massive, and that's why they didn't invite him. Mm-hmm. So I'm anxious to see the voting, because otherwise, I don't understand. I mean, I've said this before, and all the, so many people that don't really dive into it. They look at athletes and they hear all the negative stories and they hear all the bad stuff, and they don't ever want to focus on the good stuff or whatever. Jacob Rodriguez is a terrific story, and he is all about the good stuff on the field and off the field. And he is, a guy that's going to be easy to root for whichever NFL team he goes to. And I mean, just all the above. I mean, he's an easy guy to root for and a great story. So that's what leads me to believe the gap between 4 and 5 must have been massive.
Yeah.
And
somebody says, go ahead.
Yeah, and that's just really frustrating for me.
Yeah. Somebody says this: Heisman voters only vote 1, 2, 3. Chuck. Okay. I've not seen a Heisman ballot, so
okay.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
They made a rule to invite 4 every year in 2021.
Oh, they did. Okay. I did not know that. Thank you, Texter.
I think, or announce him as the 5th to cover the epic fail.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I'm going to be anxious to see those final votes.
Yeah. I think if you're 1 out, but you have the fan vote, you should be there.
Yeah, and they did say he was number 1 in the fan voting. Number 1. Yeah.
And like I said,
way to go, Red Raider fans. Good work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is disappointing that he didn't make that to the Heisman. But man, he's been awarded this week though with other things.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
With Jamie Lent and Brennan Riker, who wakes up for a final time this morning. I mean, not that he's going to go anywhere tomorrow. I mean, he'll wake up. He just won't wake up this early with us on Monday morning. Jeff will be back. That sounded kind of final, didn't it, Jamie?
Yeah. Man,
it sounded like he was writing me off
with the announcement that Brennan is going to die today.
Yeah, well.
Breaking news. Let me send out a mobile alert.
Okay. Didn't quite mean it quite like that. We come to you, the 3 of us, from the First United Bank studio. Look forward to hearing from you today on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. You can make your score predictions and things like that for Texas Tech and Arkansas, which will play tomorrow. And we'll have the broadcast for you tomorrow morning at 10 from the American Airlines Center there in downtown Dallas, or just outside. I guess I don't know if it's technically downtown, but it's right there. It's right adjacent to it. We'll have basketball tonight from Pullman, Washington. It was really rainy and gray and kind of dreary yesterday. So we'll see if we see the sun. I don't think they see the sun very much here, Jamie, in Pullman, Washington.
I bet they do.
I mean, it's we'll see. We'll see if we see it today. It was drizzly last night, but we'll have the broadcast for you tonight at 7:30, Lubbock time, and play-by-play at 8:00 tonight here in Pullman. But how about the Red Raider football team, man? The awards just keep coming, Jamie. And you look at the All Big 12 from the Associated Press, and you get 7, and you get 2 offensive guys. In this case, they list Cameron Dickey and Stone Harrington, both very deserving on that offense for the Associated Press All Big 12 team.
Yeah, no surprises there. It felt like you were well deserving of all those honors, and that's great for Cam Dickey to see him on the on the first team, and I definitely think Stone Harrington was a guy that earned it, even though he came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and did you see Upton Belfont apparently is going to put his name in the transfer portal when that opens up, and I guess he's going to stay with the team for as long as he can. So I don't know what that means. I mean, hopefully that means that he'll stay with the team through postseason play, because, I mean, what if something happens to Stone Harrington? What if he pulls a hammy or something like that, and God forbid tweaks an ankle, and you need a kicker? You'd like to think that Upton Belfont will be available, and that's one of the screwy things that's around these transfer portal and stuff like that, is guys having to make decisions before seasons are technically over.
Yeah, it's just the way it is, just the timing. There's really, we've talked about this before. I don't think there's a better option for it. The guys have to get into, if they're going to transfer to another school, they have to get into class by the end of January or whatever. So you've got to make the portal at this period now. You can't have them transferring in the middle of March or whatever, which means that basically they would have missed half of the semester or a couple months of the semester. So it's got to be now.
Yeah, it's hard to, join that English lit class that's, reading Brothers Karamazov that's, 627 pages or whatever, and, be 2 or 3 weeks into the semester and be behind on your book reports and stuff like that. I would think so. Getting in there and getting into the classroom or getting into the Zoom setting or however it is quite important. 2 on the defense, unanimous selections for the All Big 12, as Brennan said during his Sports Center, David Bailey and Jacob Rodriguez. Do you think? I mean, I don't think. I just wonder. I wonder if he's like, man, as good as I've been this year, I sure am taking a back seat to Jacob Rodriguez, and maybe he's just fine with that. But I mean, David Bailey in any other year of Texas Tech defense, we would be laying out the red carpet every time he walks into a restaurant, convenience store, or grocery store.
Well, I think he's really appreciated. I think we all realize how good he is. He definitely has been overshadowed with a lot of the awards by Jacob Rodriguez, but I would think David Bailey would also admit that Jacob Rodriguez has been pretty dang good. But yeah, I think Red Raider fans really, really quick kind of fell in love with the game of David Bailey.
Yeah. Lee Hunter on the list, A.J. Holmes on the list, Bryce Pollock on the list, and then on the second team, Davion Carter on the offensive line, and then also on the second team defense, Romello Height. And then individually, you get Defensive Player of the Year with Jacob Rodriguez and first-year transfer of the year. What does that mean, first-year transfer? Are there some second-year transfers or third-year transfers? Like if you're on your third team, do you get an award too? But David Bailey was named the first-year transfer of the year.
I think you can only win that award the first year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't know, like, if you're on your third team.
Like Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Actually transferred, but you it's not 3 years later that you win it. It's the next year. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand that. And among those, and I maybe I was aware of this. I think I was aware that he was a voter. I wasn't aware that he was a voter at this level, but quite prestigious. Our colleague from the end of the bench, David Collier, on the All Big 12 voting panel. They listed all the names of the 17 voters. So that's pretty cool for Mr. Collier. I mean, you've been in that spot before for baseball. So is there pressure with that, Jamie, too, when you're filling out your ballot, whether it's on a weekly basis or for the end of the year? You're like, do you fret over that going, man, I sure hope I got this right?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, I researched to make sure that I'm giving an educated opinion, but I don't really fret over it.
Do you? This is what I would do. I'm gonna bet almost everything that I own that you do not do this, and you probably would say I can certainly see you doing that. like after a list was published, whether it was on a weekly basis or the end of the year, do you go back and see how many you got right? Keep track of that?
No, sir.
Yeah. But that would come as no surprise to you that I would do that, right?
Just because everybody else voted differently doesn't mean that they were right and I was wrong.
No, I know.
So that would be difficult to say what I got right and what I got wrong. Or just because everybody agreed with me doesn't mean I was right.
Yeah. No, I understand that. But I mean, you can see me doing that, right? Like that would be something that I would do, is go back and look and see. Yeah,
probably so.
How many I got versus that, because I do that with the one ballot that I put in that a million people do, the National Football Foundation College Hall of Fame ballot.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Coming up at 7, we'll preview Texas Tech and Arkansas. They play at Hoops tomorrow in Dallas at 6:45. It is this day in sports history. Hey, good morning. It is the Morning Drive on Lubbock Sports Station, Double T 97.3 and Double T 97.3.com with Jamie Lent and Brendan Riker. I'm Chuck Heinz. No football for the Red Raiders tomorrow. They'll be off for a couple of weeks as they get ready for the winner of Oregon and James Madison. And for the most part, they're preparing for Oregon and that football game on New Year's Day at the Orange Bowl there in Miami Gardens. And so that'll be fun. Joey McGuire was talking about the Orange Bowl and coaching there, and thinking about when he was a youth and stuff like that. And it made me kind of sad, Jamie, thinking, man, I really wish the old Orange Bowl were still there so that you could play in the Orange Bowl at the Orange Bowl. I think that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, I think for a lot of older folks, it has kind of cool memories and meaning and all that good stuff. So that would have been fun for to see the Red Raiders there.
And I'm sure if we lived in Miami, we'd say, "Oh God, that thing was a dump. The restrooms were bad. It was time for a change, and they'd gone as far as they could go with it." But just that, historic on the side of the facade there, "Welcome to Miami." A city of Miami welcomes you to the Orange Bowl, or whatever that sign said, something along those lines. It was just kind of iconic and cool. There was something about that. It's just like, ooh, this is big time. This is a big time stage, because there were so many big games played there at the Orange Bowl, and it just, kind of lost its luster, so to speak. And I wish it was the night game too, not because I like night games, but because back in the day, that's when the Orange Bowl was played. It was played at night, and it and the Sugar kind of had the stage, and the Rose would end, and then the Orange would start, and you get to halftime of the Orange, and you go watch the Sugar, and usually at some point in time, the Sugar would become a blowout, it seems, and the Orange Bowl always seemed to have dramatic games, and games that played for, in those days, the national championship, because it seemed like that the teams like Oklahoma and Nebraska that came out of the old Big Eight, played for that national championship. Somebody says this on the Yates Morning Center chat line. Same said about the Cotton Bowl. Yes. I remember going to my first Cotton Bowl there when Tech played USC, and just seeing that iconic Cotton Bowl and the logo on the side of the building there was just awesome. It's different going to the Cotton Bowl at Jerry's place. It just is. And maybe, who knows,
I wonder
30, 40 years.
I wonder if that texter is making that reference, or he's making the reference to it's old and run down. It's better the way it is now because the Cotton Bowl was out of date and the bathrooms were bad. Yeah, I don't know which comment he was saying same about, but
yeah, you could say the same. You could say the same thing about it. Hey, I wish it was like it was. But then I can remember going to the Cotton Bowl those couple of times and going, man, this place is falling apart. And they put lipstick on it. They spent millions and millions of dollars to try to refurbish it. But I mean, these new stadiums, when they build them, I mean, these architects are really smart, and they're like, hey, this is this is kind of what would be better now versus what we had back in the day. I mean, just all the technology that's inside that stadium, and I got to say, Jamie, I mean, it was pretty pristine all the way around. I mean, and Jerry's place has been open for, it's not quite 20 years, I don't think, but I mean, it's not a brand new stadium, but man, it's still in really, really good shape. I mean, for as many events as they have, they've done a really good job of taking care of it, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think it's gorgeous there, no doubt.
Yeah. Let's see this from the Yates Flooring Center chat line from our senior advisor, washed up guy. I'm going to be out a significant amount of money to watch this first playoff game in Miami. I'm sure glad that I won't be sitting in a dump. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I've always liked RG3, even more so now. He's picking Tech to win the whole ball of wax.
Wow. It's good stuff. We'll take that.
That is good stuff. You know, in Joyce Woodman's internal college football bowl thing that he put out, I picked the Red Raiders to win the national championship, Jamie.
Okay. That's good.
I picked them to beat Ohio State. I even came up with a score because the tiebreaker was the total points scored in the championship game. And I said 45, and I had Tech winning 30-15. That seems like a high score for
and that Ohio State defense is pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I wonder how many people in the contest from here in Lubbock, Texas, picked the Red Raiders to win it all.
Yeah, probably a bunch. Probably a bunch. Cowboy Stadium opened in 2009, so it's 16 years old. And somebody says, yeah, except Jerry World needs curtains. Man, it sure does. And we saw that during the Double T 97.3 Coors Light postgame show because the fog and whatever had finally burned off after the game. And, man, that sun coming in through that end of the building, it is just brutal. And it makes you wonder, I guess they're just stubborn, Jamie, about putting in the windows, because we had somebody that texted in that said their wife was part of a company that had submitted a bid so the windows would tint automatically there at that end, and the Cowboys turned it down, decided not to do it.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not sure.
It's kind of, but I mean, it seems ridiculous that you would have it like that, and it would cause havoc on. Well, it causes havoc on the other team, but it also causes havoc on your team when you're driving towards that end. So
yeah, wasn't it CD Lamb last year or the year before that was complaining, and Jerry told him to pipe down and catch the ball? Wasn't it CD? I think it was.
Pipe down. Chuck predicts Ohio State to kick 5 field goals. They might. Our defense is stingy enough. They might get stuck in the red zone. So there you go. So at any rate, it's kind of is what it is. So hopefully, maybe at some point in time they'll get that. Somebody says this: memories like I grew up, the original. Okay, there's something to be said for that. So it's kind of
yeah. Some old stadiums age well, and some do not. So even though some of those old ones have special memories and meanings and all that kind of stuff to it, I mean, the nicer stadiums are sure nicer to go to. I mean, you can enjoy the history and the tradition, of a lot of different, stadiums or whatever. I mean,
yeah.
The one that I always kind of refer back to is, I mean, to go to Wrigley Field and watch a baseball game is really, really cool because of the history and the tradition or whatever. But as far as ease of doing things and comfort there watching the game, it's not even close to going to Globe Life Field. I mean, it's not even close. I mean, it's just, you're jam-packed in there. the aisles are smaller and all that because people were smaller back then. But go to a new stadium. I mean, it's a completely different feel and way more enjoyable to watch those games. And so I imagine same could be said for the new Orange Bowl or new where they're playing the Orange Bowl, I should say, and going to Jerry's World instead of watching it at the true Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, and I'm sure it's been like this for you. A number of Big 12 venues you've gone to. I'm like, well, I wouldn't want to go there every night, but it was sure cool to go there once.
Yeah,
and that's
definitely
kind of how I look at some of these arenas. I like our place. I think it's the best in the Big 12 for fan comfort and ease of access and all those things. All right, it is the Morning Drive on Lubbock Sports Station Double T 97.3.
This is the Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
On Lubbock Sports Station Double T 97.3. Take your thoughts and comments on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, or the mobile app. The mobile app presented by Happy State Bank. Syntax Hank says this: best rivalry game this weekend. And my father, mother, brother, all Navy vets. I was Coast Guard. So go Navy, beat Army. Okay, Syntax Hank. The arch nemesis in Austin is looking to build volleyball team a new arena. Any plans from Tech to do this? Not that I'm aware of. I do think it'd be cool if they could do that, but I think it's going to have to be somebody that ponies up virtually all of the money to do something like that, Jamie. It's just the way it is. I mean, you almost wish that the practice gym could have been just a little bit bigger that they have there at United Supermarkets Arena, and nicer, where you could put in bleachers or things like that, because I do think that if you had a smaller venue, it would make it just more. It'd make it more fun because you'd have an environment that felt like, okay, this is pretty cool, instead of in a 15,000 seat arena with several hundred people in it. It's just hard. They're just not going to be able to spend money on things like that. If you're going to spend money on stuff like that, you start with Danlaw Field at Rip Griffin Park, and do something a whole lot nicer there for the fans than what we've got right now, right?
I just don't think there's going to be a big push right now to spend money on non-revenue sports.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I remember watching Texas Tech and Arkansas at the Coliseum when they had Sidney Moncrief, Brewer, and Delph. I wish I could. Ron Brewer, and I can't remember Delph's first name or his last name, because I think Delph was his first name. Something like 28-24. We played a ball control game to keep it out of the hands of the triplets. Arkansas was very good with those three guys, and that's before the shot clock. Sidney Moncrief, and then they had a guy named U.S. Reed, Jamie, who hit a half-court shot in an NCAA tournament game. And then he started going by his new nickname was Unbelievable Shot Reed.
28-24.
That's what it says.
In a men's basketball game. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the days of the Dean Smith, four-corner offense, and Gerald Myers played some of that as well. Especially teams that were offensive. You just take the ball, take it across the half-court line, and basically just stand there with it. I mean, I've seen some high school teams do that.
Yeah, I am definitely one that, man, once you get past the junior high level, I think there needs to be a shot clock in high school basketball.
And really the only reason that there isn't, you can probably speak to more to this than I can, just because you've been so involved with it over the years. It's just it's a money thing. It's not that they don't want to do it. It's just they just can't put a shot clock in every high school gym. It's too expensive.
Is it really? To put a shot clock? I mean, how much money would it cost to put a shot clock in there?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't have the pricing sheet for Daktronics. That's the big. But
I mean, seriously. I mean, it's not going to cost that much.
Well, I am serious that is the reason why they haven't done it, is because I guess they don't want to do it at the 6A level, the 5A level. It's probably not that big a deal. I'm sure the schools could scrape it together, but you get some of the smaller schools, and it makes it hard. Makes it hard financially to do it. Sometimes the smaller schools are richer than the bigger schools.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Marvin Delp is the name for the guy from Arkansas. So.
Yeah, you're probably right. It probably needs to be the bigger schools to get started, but it has to get fixed. It's a beatdown.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it is. But you're right. I just think that's the reason. That's what I've heard. Hey, so going back to this Tech Arkansas game tomorrow, and again we'll have coverage at 10, play-by-play at 11. So on the media release for the notes on this game, they have what they call a Red Raider roster report, and players, quote, defining themselves as how they see themselves. And so I wanted to read some of these things that the various players said and see what you think about it. JT Toppin describes himself as dog, D-A-W-G, fearless, and resilient. Okay. Christian Anderson, tough, team player, human highlight. Okay, I mean, he is tough. He is a team player, and he has some human highlights. I mean, none of that is wrong. It's just it's funny to read team player and then human highlight right after that.
Well, I think both things are accurate.
Yeah. Lawan Watts, tough, leader, consistent. And man, that's maybe that last thing is what that whole team, what you want to see now moving forward with what you saw from Sunday against LSU. Not that you're going to come out and make a bunch of threes at the beginning like they did against LSU and get themselves out to a 20-point lead. Be nice, be helpful, but you want them to be a little bit more consistent kind of moving forward. And then, obviously building up and playing better, but not going backwards. Like, if like, for instance, they get beat by 20 points against Arkansas, you'll be like, okay, well, that's Purdue all over again, right?
Yeah, no doubt. If they get beat by 20 plus, that would be really surprising, and that would feel, I mean, the
step backwards.
A major step backwards, right? Because you shot the ball and played so well against LSU, but I think Arkansas is a much better team than LSU is. I don't think LSU is a great basketball team. So it's definitely the competition's tougher. But if you lost by 20, and you'd have to start saying, boy, you're not able to compete with good teams.
This is what Donovan Atwell says. He says, hit shots, consistent, play hard. I like that. I like all of that, consistent, play hard. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want to see out of your team. I mean, in addition to playing well and, but playing hard and scrapping after the ball and trying to win the 50-50 game ball and all that kind of stuff.
What would
Tyree?
What would Chuck Heinz put on the sheet?
I would say I would say tough. I would say inconsistent, because I ride the roller coaster of life. I have this week on this show. I'd say hard work. I'd say hard worker. I'd say you are not going to outwork me. You might be smarter than me, but you are not going to outwork me.
Okay.
How about you? What would you say?
Boring. Quiet.
I would say
to himself.
I would say consistent for you. I would say that you are a very sensible, well thought out person who makes good judgments and
I think that falls into
has everybody's best interest involved.
Yeah, that all falls into the boring category.
Tyree Bryan says team player, competitor, hard worker, and Jalen Petty says leader, creative, bucket getter. Luke Bamboye, resilient, humble, and athletic. And Leon Horner says this: vocal, high intensity, and coachable. All right, that's pretty cool.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Next Jamie's question of the day.
Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, gentlemen. Today we're talking college football playoff. I want you to take the 4 teams out that have the first round byes. Of the other teams, what team do you think has the best chance to win it all?
Okay. Take out the top 4 teams. Isn't that fun to say, hey, take out the top 4 teams? You can't talk about Texas Tech. All right, so the remaining teams are Oregon, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Texas A&M is ahead of Oklahoma, then Alabama, Texas A&M, then Oklahoma, Alabama, Miami, Tulane, and James Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it ain't going to be James Madison. It ain't going to be Tulane. It ain't going to be Miami. Man, I hate saying this, Jamie. I really, really do, but I have my concerns. I think it's Oregon. I think Oregon is a team that could pose problems. They finished 11-1. They lost to Indiana by 10. That was at their place, 30-20. They beat USC like a drum. They beat Washington. That's a bowl team. They beat PJ Fleck and Row Your Boat, Minnesota by a ton. They did struggle to win at Iowa, but they won 18-16. I'm just going to say Oregon. I think they have the ability to put up offense, and I think their defense is good enough that if you struggle in the red zone, that you're going to get beat, because I think that when they capitalize and they score touchdowns, and their defense could stymie you and force you to kick field goals. So I'm going to say Oregon.
Okay.
For me, when I look at the teams playing in the first round, I think who's the most well-rounded team offensively and defensively, and I kind of look at this team because they do have the talent, and I mean it comes with their name, but I'm going to say Alabama. I know they've had a little bit of inconsistencies, but I don't trust Texas A&M. My pick would be Ole Miss if they still had their head coach. I don't know what we're going to expect from Ole Miss. I think the good thing for the Rebels is they have a certain period of time adjusting with their new coach and getting everything situated for the playoffs. But Oklahoma has got a great defense. I'm not so certain on their offense. Oregon doesn't really impress me that much. I'm not saying that they can't beat Texas Tech and make a good run in the playoffs. I think Oregon will be a little motivated after getting the 1 seed last year and getting absolutely hammered in the quarterfinals last year. So we might see a really motivated Oregon team, but for me, it's the talent of Alabama.
Okay. I think Ole Miss is the team that I'm going with, and we don't know what we're going to get from Ole Miss, but what we do know is they basically get a practice game to get it figured out. And against Tulane, I feel like that's the best thing for them. So they have some time with their new head coach. They have a game to kind of get it right. And then I like the matchup with them afterwards with Georgia for them. I think Ole Miss offensively is really, really tough to defend because they're good, across the board, both running the ball, throwing the ball, whatever. I think they're talented on defense. So we just don't know what you're going to get from Ole Miss because of the distractions of the coaching situation and all that. But Ole Miss is the team that scares me of the non-top 4 teams that I think. And again, I like their path. So I'm going to go with Ole Miss.
I think you make some sense there. They get the practice game, they get the warm-up game. I mean, they've got coaches that have returned from LSU, which I find so strange. But they needed help offensively. And and Charlie Weiss Jr., their offensive coordinator, is going back to help them along with some others. It'll be interesting to see how, and maybe those guys will be well received. Maybe the players will understand, hey, it's a business. I get it. The clock of the calendar of the change isn't always ideal, and so maybe those guys will be welcomed back with open arms, because they do have a chance to win a national championship. But that's good. All right, Jamie, thank you. Some things here from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Didn't you say that Texas Tech would handily beat Oregon? Yes, I did. But I'm concerned about it. So we're not winning 35-10 now, or are they going to pose problems in a 35-10 loss? Okay. 2-lane versus no lane. LOL. That was good, Jamie.
Oh wow, that's funny. Yeah, that was a listener who's been paying attention there, Chuck, calling you out for the 35-10 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're taking notes off this show, which, man, it must be Christmas vacation already. Chuck picks Tech to win the Natty, then says Oregon most likely to make a run of the non-bye teams. How does that even work? Well, because I think they're a good team. But what have we seen from Texas Tech? You've played close games into the third quarter, and then your defense has taken over. It's gotten your offense some opportunities, and you've capitalized, where they've set you up for short touchdowns or stuff like that. So, I mean, hey, heaven forbid that like it's a 17-10 game in the third quarter, and all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom, Jacob Rodriguez scoop and score. It's 24-10, opening kickoff. Boom, they get hit, recover, and then we score a touchdown because it's a short field. Boom, that's 30. That's 24-10. That's 31-10, and then we get a couple of safeties, and it's 35-10. That's just as simple as that, Jamie.
Okay.
Let's see. Bama may be without a head coach as well. LOL. Yeah, they might. I think that would be a good move for him to get the hell out of Dodge and go to Michigan. I mean, that Alabama deal. I think it's a mess. I think it's a mess.
It's a mess.
I think it's a mess to work there. Just the pressure and the expectation.
Oh yeah, but it's not at Michigan though. They don't have high expectations there. They don't care if they win or not.
No, I think they do. I think they're just a little more reasonable.
Yeah.
I think that
they're a field hockey school, not a football school. Yeah. No pressure at Michigan.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.